Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's our Manchester United versus Southampton preview. I'm feeling a bit under the weather with a cold, so I'm by the bigger fire, and it is Christmas, so I wanted to feel a bit of cosy on this Friday lunchtime. But nothing cosy about Manchester United's home fixture to Southampton tomorrow evening, but a big boost. The big fire. Antony Marcial is back, and hopefully he will burn bright at Old Trafford. Massive fan of Antony Marcial myself, and many on the United Stand is. And I think certainly against Burnley we missed him. You know, Jesse Lingard stepped up to the plate against Burnley and got us 2 goals, but we should be beating Burnley. And I felt it against Leicester last week when Marcial came off, predictably around the 70-minute mark, and then again against Burnley in the week, that when Marcial doesn't play, I don't have much confidence in, and I think Martial is as important, if not more important, than Paul Pogba in relation to Manchester United. You know, we can bring Rashford on and we can play Lingard and everything like that, but Martial, for me, is one of the star players in the Premier League this season, and Manchester United need Antony Martial. I don't always think Jose Mourinho's been on that page with that. Certainly not last season, and we and many of you were vocal about that, and some people were even talking about selling Antony Martial, and maybe Mourinho considered it in the summer. But this season he's played a lot more, having to start out with cameos at the start of the season, but recently he's been starting games a lot more, and hopefully Mourinho has bridged that gap now and realises that Manchester United need Antony Martial to be starting games. They need to build attacks around Antony Martial. Antony Martial is more important to us than Lukaku, than Rashford, than Lingard, than Mata. He is the go-to man, and Martial needs to start games. And because Martial's back fit and training for the Southampton game, I feel far more confident, because he must start. He must start. In addition to Martial training with the first team, we've also seen a few youngsters playing with the training with the first team. Angel Gomez and Callum Gribbin, to name 2. Very talented young players. Don't expect them to even be on the bench on Saturday. I think it's a real positive that they're part of that youth set, the first team setup, but they won't be involved in this game. And I think, to be honest with you, I'd love them to be involved, but probably not majorly concerned that they're not. I just think it's a positive that they're training with the first setup and hopefully showing off their skills to Mourinho, which we know that they have. But of more importance is, you know, Mourinho in, Mourinho out. Hopefully most people are Mourinho in, but as I've said time and time again, this is not the time for doubt. This is not the time to think, well, if we lose it, we can start putting a bit of pressure on Mourinho. Mourinho's not going anywhere till the summer, whether that's him leaving, getting a new contract, or we collapse and he's forced out. The reality is we don't need another collapse at Manchester United. We need Manchester United to be winning games. We need to solidify that second place. We certainly need to be securing top 4 football if we want to be mentioned in the same sentence as the likes of Dybala or Griezmann. And I look at the Premier League and I look at the last 2 games, and we've taken 2 points from 6 against Leicester and Burnley. We will beat Southampton tomorrow, or Saturday if you're watching it. We will beat them because Martial's back. But we will beat them because Manchester United need to respond. And when you look at and dissect the 2 past performances that have been really embarrassing, we never should have allowed that 11-point gap with Manchester City to stretch out to 15. It's getting silly now. We need to beat Southampton, and I'm confident that we will. And I'll give you my lineup as how I would approach it later. But I look at the Premier League table. We're 1 point ahead of Chelsea. We are 6 points ahead of Arsenal and Spurs, and we are 5 points ahead of Liverpool. At the moment, that is still quite comfortable in relation to Arsenal, Liverpool and Spurs. But Chelsea, 1 point, it isn't a lot. And we need to start winning games again. We should have beaten Leicester last week. We were architects of our own downfall. Against Burnley, I think actually we should be quite grateful of that point and that performance by Jesse Lingard in the second half, because to come from 2-0 down against a good defensive outlet like Burnley was impressive. I mean, only just did it. We didn't really create any other chances apart from, funnily enough, Lingard missing a sitter. But Leicester was 2 points dropped. Burnley, I think, was probably a point gained. But Southampton, we need to beat them. Obviously, they'll be now without the best centre-back the world's ever seen. He's going to join the best club the world's ever seen and the best attack the Premier League's ever seen at Liverpool. I'm being sarcastic. But Van Dijk didn't play against Spurs in the week, and they let 5 in at Spurs. They're coming to Old Trafford. I think even that in itself is quite symbolic. We need to score a few goals against them. Personally, I'll be happy with 1-0. We just need the points at the end of the day. But it would be nice to put in a destructive home performance against Southampton. Southampton pretty much bottom half table all season, and we need to be putting them away. We need to take 3 points. You know, Burnley I think was inexcusable, but they are up in the the top half of the table. You know, pushing in that 7th sort of position. I think they are at the moment, and Southampton aren't. Southampton are coming to Old Trafford, and anything less than a victory would be an embarrassment against them. You know, it would be a bit of a meltdown. So I'm going to go Manchester United to win it 2-0. My lineup for this game, based on who's available, would be De Gea in goal. Valencia, we're not 100% sure whether he's back. Obviously, he's missed the last game. I would hope he's back. If not, Young at right back, Shaw at left back. I think that's doable. Centre backs will have to be Phil Jones, and Rojo can play. We thought he was going to be suspended after the 5th yellow card, but he actually can play, which is useful because no Bailly and Smalling, who I think was a big loss against Burnley, and especially in the last few minutes against Leicester, I don't think they would have scored that first goal with Smalling in the back four. I think he'd have got it away. Midfield, Pogba and Matic has to be. We need to win this game. There's no point in resting players for Everton on Monday if we don't beat Southampton on Saturday. Very quick turnaround that people may not be aware of. We are playing 5:30 on tomorrow on Saturday, and then we are playing 5:30 on New Year's Day. 48 hours. So Mourinho does need to bear that in mind, and on paper you'd suggest that Everton away is a tougher game. However, Everton away, they do like to park the bus, so I don't think we should be too concerned about Everton. That can take care of itself. We need to beat Southampton. We need a win, and he's got to go for that, especially in the first half. For that reason, Lingard would be playing at number 10. There's nobody better than him at the moment. I'd potentially be thinking about a Mata Mkhitaryan split on the right-hand side, just because of that game against Everton, but I would start with Mata on the right. Well, actually, you know what? I would play Mkhitaryan on the right, because I'd trust... You know, if we're going to have to give Mkhitaryan game time to spread it, then I'd rather we played at home than at Everton and bottled it. Last time he went to Liverpool was a bloody nightmare. Martial obviously comes in on the left and Lukaku up front. Zlatan nowhere near. I mean, he just doesn't look fit, so I wouldn't have him anywhere near the team at the moment. We do need to win, though. We do need to win. I'm going to go 2-0, and that is a strong United side, and it should be looking to win. And of course, then, once we've got this game out of the way, the last game of 2018, we sort of reflect on the year gone by, and I think... progress is a word that I would use for Manchester United. Progress is definitely a word I would use. But maybe not the progress we aspire to, but certainly the progress that is factual. We've won a Europa League, we've won the League Cup. We are still second in the league. We finished it 6th at the end of last season. So we're progressing, but I think 2018 already looks like a massive year for us, and I think in the first 4 weeks of it we'll have a big indication of where this club's going to go. We need to be backed. We need to be backed in the January transfer market. And as much as it makes me laugh, the amount of money Liverpool spent on Van Dijk, I also find it quite complementary to what we're trying to achieve, because you know, Liverpool are our biggest rival. They always have been, and Manchester City may be clear at the top of the league, but you're not our biggest rival. Liverpool are, and if they're going out spending that sort of money in January, then our club demands it, and we need to go and spend it. And to all those people, and I see it on social media, replying saying we need to spend money, when we say, you know, we need to spend money, and people are going, oh, I thought United were a checkbook club. Look, sit down. Look, really, I don't want Manchester United to be a checkbook club. I really don't, and I've said that in the past. But I'm also not an idiot, although some people say I am. We can't win the title with this squad we have, and we don't have the youth players ready yet. So we either sit back with the squad that we've got and just scrap it out for top 4 every season, or we go and spend some money and try and close that gap immediately. And that's the only way we can do it. And as for the money, well, I don't want to be a checkbook club. No, I don't. But one thing that is factual is that Manchester United generate more money than any other club in the Premier League by a long way. So if we decide to spend money, at least morally, we know it's generated from the fans who buy the tickets, buy the merchandise, buy the subscriptions. It is funded by the fans, not oil. So Manchester United have a right to spend the money. I don't want us to be a checkbook club, but we need to be, because the squad's not good enough, and that's where we're at. We've got a fantastic offer for you, by the way. Link in the video description. It is with Coral bookmakers. You can get Manchester United to beat Southampton at 25-1. All you need to do is sign up through the link in the video description. Put a £1 bet on, because it's a £1 bet offer, and you will get £25 back for a 25-1 bet. Also, with this fantastic offer, we, the United Stand, are giving away 2, count them 2, not 1, 2, Manchester United shirts. That can be a red one, the grey one, or I would go with the black one because I think the black one is the best Manchester United shirt we've had in years. I think last time we did have around 15 people signing up when we did it through the Ladbrokes offer. So, you know, we're giving away 2 this time. Very good chance of winning. What, 2 out of 15 chances if it's like last time. Link in the video description for that. Get yourself signed up. Remember, you've got to be over 18 and do gamble responsibly. But Manchester United will win and you will get that 25 to 1. So it's a double bonus. You could win yourself a United shirt and also United will beat Southampton. I've got no doubt about it. But the big thing for me is Antony Marcial is well and truly back for Manchester United. And I'd love to get your thoughts on it. How important is Antony Marcial to Manchester United now? Because to me, when he's not on the pitch, whether he's been subbed off at 70 minutes like Mourinho always does, and I disagree with, or whether he's injured like he was against Burnley, he is a massive loss when he doesn't play. And when he plays, I'm more confident we're going to win. I think he's as symbolic to Manchester United now as Paul Pogba and David De Gea. Those 3, if one of those are missing, I'm not confident. And I hope Mourinho feels the same about Marcial because he is a sensational player. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tonight at 8 o'clock. Hope you've enjoyed the preview. Probably going to be one of the last times we're in this set, the Christmas set. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit rough and I needed a bit of home comfort. So thanks for watching. Drop a like on the video and make sure you sign up for that Manchester United shirt offer. Link in the video description. 25 to 1 for Manchester United to beat Southampton. I'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching. I feel like rubbish.